Hello and welcome to Trojans Live. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, and Amon-Ra St. Brown now, the junior wide receiver who just scored 4 touchdowns in the first quarter last night. No big deal. Amon-Ra, man, when it rains, it pours. How do you explain what happened in that first quarter last night?
Yeah, it was definitely something. I wouldn't say that I expected that. 4 in the first quarter was crazy for me as a receiver. I know the last time I scored 4 touchdowns, I remember was my first game as a junior. We played Bishop Vermont, had 4 touchdowns that game, but that's the last time I had 4 touchdowns. So for all 4 of them to come in the first quarter was insane. It was like back to back to back to back. It was crazy, but I'm just glad my coaches and teammates trusted in me.
Amon-Ra, coach told us about the meeting you guys had this week. I want to know what really went down in that meeting. What did you? How did you come to that meeting? Did you schedule that meeting, or just coach trying to talk to you, man? Who was setting up that meeting to get Amon-Ra the ball from in the end zone?
Well, what meeting are we talking about?
I like that. Playing it safe, man. Playing it safe. He's told us already. So he told me there was a meeting, man. What happened in this meeting? Was there a meeting, or are you going to play it slick?
Show the investigative reporter here.
Yeah, no, I don't know exactly what meeting you're talking about.
Okay, I'll take that as you. It was you called the meeting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious. You don't huddle. So when you come to the line and you get the play call, how many of those 4 plays? I have to think basically the jet sweep, the toss you got, is coming to you. How many of those 4 plays are you like, oh, this is for me, I'm getting this ball, as opposed to, that's just sort of how it worked out?
Yeah, like you said, the jet sweep was a certain play that I knew that I was going to get the ball on that play. But the other 3, I had no idea. Obviously, it's a standard play call. It's a pass play, and Keaton's obviously going through his reads, and he decided to throw him to me. And then that last fade I had, that was actually an RPO. It was a run call, and he can throw it if he wants. And it was 3rd down, and the box was packed, so he threw it up to me, and I made the play.
Talk about the emphasis you guys put on winning your one-on-ones. You guys aren't given a lot of chances with the zone defenses you guys face to get one-on-ones most of the time. And when you get those opportunities, talk about your emphasis you guys put on winning those.
Yeah, as a receiving core, KC, all the receivers, we take it really serious. One-on-ones every day in practice. We try to win each rep. We watch film. We try to correct each other. So we take one-on-ones real serious. Obviously, like you said, we haven't been getting a lot of one-on-one looks all season. A lot of zone coverage we've been seeing. So this is the first game I feel like where we got out there, and I was actually surprised they were playing man when I got out there.
I think everybody was surprised.
I was like, Washington State playing man. They didn't show too much of it in film. We weren't really expecting it. So right when I got out there and they were playing man, I was kind of excited because, I love seeing man. I think all the other receivers love seeing man. Keaton loves seeing man. Graham.
You ain't gonna see no more man. I know that.
So we were all excited to get out there, and when they showed us that, it was curtains.
Yeah, that was my next question. Is there any chance you see man on Saturday, or are we not even preparing for that because, Coach said it was the most man you'd seen since the Utah game last year. Pitt ruined that for everybody by just manhandling, and now you ruin it this week. You put that on tape, you're probably not going to see a whole lot of it the rest of the way.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. UCLA is a great team. Obviously, I haven't watched too much film on them. The coaches haven't watched too much. They've watched a little, but they run a lot of different stuff on defense from what we've seen so far. So, you never know what's going to happen. They might run a little man. Obviously, they're going to send some blitzes. So, we might see a little this week. We might not. Who knows?
Talk about the difficulty of going against zone that this offense has had in the past. I saw they got some zone last night. You guys were successful at some moments. But talk about what are the challenges that zone defenses do for your offense?
I don't think there's much challenges that it poses for our offense. I think it's just us doing our job. When we get out there, there's zone coverages. Obviously, it's going to be hard to go on top of the defense in zone. So we got to take all the underneath stuff, run the right routes, make the right reads. So I think it's just when it comes to zone, it's more on us. We got to be perfect in our craft, perfect in our assignments, and I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah, is it hard to be patient? Is that what it comes down to a little bit? Because we were talking about going in last night. We know how explosive this receiving core is, but there just haven't been those shots that were available until last night. And so, you just have to sort of march the ball down the field, which maybe takes the fun out of it a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, as an offense, you kind of you know what you have on your team, you know the weapons that you have, and then when teams play off and play zone, you kind of get impatient as a team, and that's something that you gotta try to stay away from. But I remember playing against ASU. I mean that drive that we scored, it was a long drive. I mean we took all the underneath stuff. It was a long drive. So I think just drives like that is what is actually what propels us. Is what we need. Obviously, we everyone knows we can take the deep shots if they give it to us, but I think just excelling in those long drives is what's going to help us in the future.
Amon-Ra, after the fourth touchdown, were you begging on the sideline like, Coach, let me get one more, let me get a couple more, let's see how far we can take this. I want to sit in the Trojan record books for a while.
Yeah, no, I didn't. So coming off the sideline, I had no idea that 4 was the record. Even going into halftime, I had no idea. And then I think it was like the third or fourth quarter, someone told me that 4 is like I tied some record or something, but I had no idea going in that.
Let me put my thigh pads back in. I might need another rep, Coach.
Yeah, so I had no idea that it was a record. But obviously, I was trying to score more. I was trying to get as much as I can, but I was out there just playing ball and just trying to get the W.
Were you happy with the spin on the football on the fourth touchdown? I felt like you got some pretty good rotation. The flag's coming, so you got to make sure you get your money's worth there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, I see Tyler. He scores. He does his little dance. No penalty. Right when I spin the ball, it's a penalty. So I mean, I guess they don't want to see me spin the ball. I see how it is.
It's so arbitrary. The spinning of the football, extremely offensive. Dancing, totally fine.
Got the Bruins this week at the Rose Bowl. Obviously, a big crosstown matchup. I don't know if you've broken down any film or got a chance to see what they do, but they've been pretty stingy on defense, and not a lot of teams score a lot of points. Yeah,
I mean they look pretty good. I have some friends on the UCLA team. I watch their games almost every week, and I mean their defense is very solid. They run a lot of great blitzes, like you said, a lot of takeaways. So it's gonna be a challenge for us, but we're gonna prepare this week, and hopefully we play well. We'll see.
In a season where we wondered if you play any games at all, and where you guys, the players themselves, people like you, had to fight just to have any kind of season. Is this kind of the game you dreamed of, a rivalry game? You get the division championship on the line. If you win it, you are hosting a Pac-12 championship game in the Coliseum. I got to imagine that you would have taken this scenario if I offered it to you in August.
Yeah, this is the dream. Undefeated going into the UCLA week. Like you said, we win it. The Pac-12 championship is at home. That's going to be huge for us. So we got to take it 1 week at a time, like we have this whole season. Our focus is on UCLA. We're not looking past that. And as long as we go 1-0 this week, I think we'll be fine.
That's for sure. 1-0 gets you into the Pac-12 championship game. Amon-Ra St. Brown off a record-setting game against Washington State. I'm sure has plenty more for the Bruins this Saturday.